Hi, I'm Euge Valovirta, and on this one I'm gonna compare two amazing amps, Soldano SLO-30 and BOOGIE Mark V, all channels set to 45 watts, so they are approximately the same. Alright, let's go. I'm not gonna go into deeper specs because I've done videos of these both amps. Check out my tube amps playlist there or in the description below if you're interested. But shortly, they both have 606s in the power amp section. This is a maximum 90 watts, so there's 4, but now when it's at 45 it only uses 2. Like this has 2 606s. They both have 12 AX7/ECC83s in the preamp section. First, let's check out the clean channel. So, Soldano first. And I've set these amps kind of to the, sweet spots where I, usually use them. I mean, this isn't mine. I borrowed this from a great Swiss music store, Musics. So kind of the sweet spots, but still they should be fairly close with each other. So let's check out the clean channel first. So, Soldano, bright switch on. Yeah, it was Soldano. They're actually really close. You'll hear some. Okay, that was a Soldano, then BOOGIE. Turn the gain a little bit back. I think it's a little bit hairy. Okay, so as you hear, they're really close. The BOOGIE is on the fat mode mode switch on, and the EQ, post EQ is turned off. Let me try with the Strat. So that was my signature ESP with EMG8185. This is a kind of custom made Tokai Strat. It's a 59 and vintage, whatever, in the neck position. And then the signal chain now, so nobody would need to ask. So guitar into pedal board, and just switching the controlling the KHE amp switcher where these amps are connected. Then they go to CYHRA reactor load, where I use my signature IR, Valovirta. It's a really basic overall good IR, but in my opinion brings out the characteristics of the amp really well. It's based on a Mesa BOOGIE cab with B30s, mic with SM57 and some others, but basic, good sounding cab. Okay, then the Strat. Let's check out the neck pickup and the Soldano first. Now it's a lot less powerful pickup. I need to increase the preamp gain. Then the BOOGIE. actually kind of hear a sort of a difference. Boogie is really chimey, really like kind of, you know, nice Fender style. I mean, even though I have a treble and presence quite high, and the bright switch on, it's still a bit darker. And the Boogie is set to, the presence is, let me dial that back. I think the Boogie's channel is a little bit richer. It's really amazing. Okay, then, well, let's keep on using the Strat and let's change to the crunch mode, and from the Boogie to the channel 2 on the crunch mode. Now I have the post EQ engaged. So first the Soldano. This is really close to kind of like Plexi or 800, like gain wise, and that middle honk and certain openness and stuff. And I guess the same is, you know, with the Boogie, they certainly, the 800s, old Marshalls, has been the inspiration. So first this one and then this one, some basic, you know, chords. Kind of hear the Boogie is a little bit bigger because it's, I mean, it's, you know, maximum power 90 watts, so the power transformers and everything is made for that, to handle that. But even though when it's 45, I mean, yeah, there's a little bit more power, but the volume is the same. Still, the Boogie is a little bit bigger. But characteristically, really close. Definitely kind of like a hot-rodded Plexi or 800. Okay, let's check out with the active pickups. So, SLO first. really close. Soldano has that certain Soldano mid kind of thing, which is great. Boogie is well, you know, Boogie, really big and bold sounding, like the, you know, Mark series amps are. Okay, then let's check out this channel with the overdrive. SD1, Boss SD1. First the Soldano. The mix really thickens. That's really thick. Boogie. Yeah, that's well, while we're at it, let's compare with the 800, Zach Wild signature one. It's quite a bit louder, I need to back it up a little bit. That's 100 watts. Obviously you lose some low end if you need to turn back the master on 800 or old Marshall in general. Now it's like 3. You know, past 4 it starts to really work, but you know, 800, it's, I mean, the levels are actually the same, but it just sounds louder and bigger because it's an 800, you know. Really, that's 6550 tubes, lots of headroom. It sounds even bigger if I, you know, crank the master like you need to do with those, but it's only, you know, like an 800. So these are a little bit darker. I mean, with the Boogie I can get it because now I have the 6.6K. It's on you know, center. So if I just boost that, let me show you. Yeah, I can get that 800 silver. This is 800. Every little bit upper mids. So pretty close. Okay, let's take it where they are about where. Okay, so yeah, both do 800 style thing quite well. Boogie does it a little more, you know, closer to 800. Okay, and then Leech overdrive channel on this one. No Boss SD1. This is a little bit fatter. A little bit more compressed and even more thicker on the mids than the normal channel. That's with SD. Okay, Boogie. Let's change to the channel 3. Now I have the Mark QC Plus mode. With SD. Soldano. Boogie doesn't really need an overdrive because it's really tight, because this, two-part EQ. So this is kind of like an overdrive. So it's in the I think it's before the tone stack. We just kind of basically control what frequencies are driven to the tubes. So kind of like tube overdrive. And then this is actually the kind of the post EQ, section. Like on Soldano, it's the EQ is, if I remember correct, it's just before the master. So it's like a post tone stack EQ. I might be wrong, but at least it feels so. So let me dial this a little bit. But no overdrive needed with this itself, because this is pretty much an overdrive. Actually put it to Mark IV. Back to Soldano. So there's a lot more mids. Let me see if I can dial this. I think the Mark QC Plus might be closer. Lots of mids here. Too much. Yeah, now they're pretty close. So now. Yeah, the Mark QC Plus, I think it's the closest to SLO's overdrive channels. They are approximately, were designed around the same period, mid-80s something. So definitely, yeah. And I mean, the Mark V, I really haven't come up with a tone or amp that I couldn't do with this or replicate, because it's so powerful. The post EQ, you can pretty much make this, pretty much any amp you want. Conclusion, both are great amps, 606 based American amps, and both can do pretty well Marshall. I mean, because I think the SLO is kind of inspired. It's kind of like a hot-rodded Plexi or Marshall, in my opinion, with a good clean channel, a little bit of that boogie low end thump, what Marshalls necessarily don't have. I mean, yeah, and the boogie is, well, I mean, the third channel, there's QC Plus in there, the actual parts, and Mark IV, and then the extreme mode. The second channel is was a new design for boogie, so it's pretty much, at least according to manual and to me, how it sounds, what's the tone, how it feels. It's kind of like, Marshall. The edge is kind of like a Plexi. The crunch is really close to 800. If you see my video about this, I compare them more, so it's really close. And then there's the Mark I, Boogie's Mark I. And the clean channel has a clean mode, then the fat mode, which the fat is just the fatter sounding clean mode. And then a tweed mode, which is really good. I can get really close, like JDM45 Fender tweed tones. Because this has there's two rectifiers, tube and solid state, and you can decide what you use, which is really, really cool. So Yeah, both are great amps. I think the Boogie is a little bit more versatile. But if you really like the Soldano thick mid, only Soldano does that. Only 800 does 800 like really well, and only Boogie does Boogie. Mark II Plus, Mark IV, the crunch mode, and you name it. Different flavors, both are absolutely fantastic amps. I'm gonna return this to music because I was thinking about buying this or I'm still thinking about buying the 100-watt one, but I can get really similar 606, chunky tones with a Boogie, and obviously the 5150 is pretty much like a little bit more modern copy of this with a poorer clean channel. But yeah, great amps. Hope this was interesting and maybe even helpful. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care. Bye.